The fact that you can take someone's face, so you could take like your mum and then like generate a nude. Don't you think that's though? I think that's really... Why are they kissing?
Yeah,
wait, hang about. Slim so and bad, Gib kissing.
That's AI.
And then look at KSI's face in the background. Welcome! We are back on Wafflin. Now, Malfoy, obviously, what came out in the week just gone is our special midweek episode.
Yeah, no, I'm apparently a bitch because I didn't bully a 75-year-old grandma. Sorry for respecting an elderly lady.
Okay.
No, be rude to her.
No, but you had an opportunity to present her with your opinion.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
So those of you that didn't see, make sure you check it out. It's basically a very special waffling episode where we had a very nice
she was lovely.
And welcoming psychic, right? Medium. And obviously Theo has spent about, I'd say, 4 years writing off energy, spirituality, ghosts, anything to do with the afterlife, projecting.
I've been on
and he finally had a chance to say what he really thought. Now, why, firstly, did you not stand up for what you believe in?
Well, I did, actually. If you watch it back, I did say, well, it didn't happen, though.
Did you watch it back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, we just forget about everything was cut out of the fucking podcast.
What do you mean, cut out?
How long was the episode? How long was it?
You think...
An hour and a half? We filmed with 2.5 hours.
You think production cut out all the bits where you challenged her? That's what happened.
Yeah. Well, let's just read some of the comments that the Wafflin Mafia left on this pod. Okay, go on.
Before you read them, okay? She actually did kill me with kindness.
Mate, what do you mean?
As in, she was so lovely to us. I just couldn't bring myself to, like, just call her.
What, so you feel like if someone's nice, that you can't, like, rebuttal what they say or just, like, stand up for what you believe in?
Also, some of the shit in the time...
Because you do it to me all the time.
Were here, right?
Call me a tinfoil hat-wearing knob.
That's what he calls you. Also, when you were actually there... Which we were there, right?
We were there.
We were there. We weren't watching from the outside behind a screen, keyboard warring people, okay?
Oh, he's now hating on the Wafflin Mafia.
We were there. We were there. And actually, at the time, I thought, fucking hell, she might have a superpower. Because a lot of the stuff she was saying at the time, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like what?
About my family.
Yeah.
Which I think was cut out in the end. About your mate or whatever you were like freaking out, or your family. That was like really weird.
No, there were some very strange, getting names and stuff.
Yeah, that's like, this is very bizarre. Obviously, in hindsight, looking back, everything that she said, none of it came true. So now I'm a bit skeptical. But at the time, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt because what did you want me to do? Sit there and say, you're a con artist?
No, mate, it's the fact of like, whenever it gets brought up normally, right, if I even mention the words about spirituality or the afterlife or ghosts or anything like that, you literally mock me to my face and call me a wanker.
If you look at every episode we've uploaded in this new series, we've been so open to you.
Have you, Malfoy?
Yeah.
That's because when we're not, he gets upset.
Yeah, we were so open to you. And also, I'm not like, it's her profession, buddy.
So let's just read some of these comments, right? Let's see what the gorgeous, very attractive Wafflin Mafia have said. I'm looking at you.
Can't wait.
Ready? After years and years of Baker giving it the big un, saying he's going to tell it how it is, straight to their face, when they finally get a spiritual guest on.
Way of this, by the way.
Well, lo and behold, they finally get one, and what do we have? Flustered, hyperventilating Theo. And I quote, "This is amazing. I love this shit," because he's afraid of confrontation with a 70-year-old woman. Malfoy can't back any of his opinions unless he knows what the outcome will be. This is why guest episodes are so different from normal Wafflin episodes, because the usual trio are his comfort zone. He can act. He can act like he's some sort of alpha because he knows the score when it's just Joe and Luke. He knows that what their reactions will typically be. Any new person in the equation and his true beta self is exposed as he's unsure as he's unsure of the social dynamics. So he turns mute and subconsciously retreats. Teddy Baker, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to go out of the way and say I was probably the most talkative person on that podcast, barring her because she did talk, right? And sorry for giving her respect she deserved. Like,
respect.
We invited her on the podcast.
You're able to respect someone and respectfully disagree.
And I did disagree with some of the stuff she was saying. Also, what the fuck are you talking about? You just sat there like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know everything about my family.
What? The things she said about me were actually pretty accurate. So, I mean,
so
what do you want me to say?
What this guy is saying is you're not allowed to change your opinion, because if you do change your opinion mid-show, you're immune.
Where was my opinion ever stating that I thought it was all bullshit? I said I was skeptical, but I'm open to it. Whereas I think you were like, it's a fucking con man's game.
But I also wanted to give her the benefit of doubt of being open to it in that episode. Because
but you don't ever give any of the benefit of the doubt if I put those same opinions forward.
We do.
You laugh at me.
We're allowed to laugh at you because you're our mate. She's a 75-year-old lady who we've never met before.
Okay, well,
let's sit there and laugh at her face. This guy, if he was in my position, probably do exactly the same. If anything, he probably wouldn't fucking speak because he's a nervous little wreck.
Okay, well, here's the next comment. It goes, Theo is a beta. Sat there like a good little boy with no rebuttal, despite calling Joe a tinfoil hat wrong'un for 3 years. Theo, beta. Too scared to challenge her. Probably scared she will out his homosexual feelings. Theo is the biggest bottle job ever. I can't actually believe how he's just sat there being a bottle. He went back to vintage Theo beta in this video.
Just so unnecessary.
Boys, I got it last week.
Like, why have people attacked? Because, like...
But I'll tell you why they attacked me. Because
why are they going after you, man?
I'm not taking the piss out of her like I do.
No, but I don't think you should take the piss out of her. I think there's like, you can debate, you can have a contrasting opinion without it being offensive.
Which I also did at the same time.
So if
I literally did do that on a couple of the things.
If you had the opportunity right now...
So like, what? I don't get where it's come from.
If you had the opportunity right now to sit down with her and review everything that happened, what would you say?
Because I would just say, like, since that episode, when we've mentioned it, I think on the AB episode last week, you said, oh, well, none of it happened because it's a load of bollocks. And like, I think you said your true feelings about it then when she wasn't in the room.
No, because what she said is going to happen didn't happen.
Yeah, and that's a fair point.
Fair play.
Whereas prior to that, give her the benefit of the doubt because this is her whole career.
Yeah.
You're not going to be rude to someone about it when you can't also openly say that won't happen.
Yeah.
It might happen. Whereas now I can say that didn't happen.
But you didn't go and speak to your neighbour, did you?
No, I'm too scared to do that.
Well, one comment did say, I feel like he was holding back more out of respect for her than anything. Which
exactly what I was doing.
Exactly. So that's the thing. I think people expect, like, if you have a view on something, that you should hold that in front of anyone, no matter what.
It's not the case at
all. But I think in real social situations, it can be like, yeah, like you're saying.
You need to read the room. Like, imagine I'd sat there and just questioned everything she was saying. She'd be like, why have you invited me on?
Yeah, no, it is true. You do need like a level of respect. Even outside of like this, I guess if you want to call it a professional circumstances, like even if you met someone, like a stranger for the first time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just question everything.
Well, this is the thing. Like we all have, I feel like we all have a different, we portray ourselves differently depending on the social situation. Like if you're in front of your girlfriend's parents, or if you're in front of your own parents, or your mates, or it's like a different, we're all, so it's almost like, you know, do people want you to just be this one-dimensional version of yourself? I don't know. Like, let us know. Like, what do you feel, everyone?
Your point also, like, realistically, you guys at home, would you actually want to watch an hour and 45 of a podcast where Theo berates like a 70-year-old woman who's like spent her entire life building a career?
Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would have been a tough watch.
Like, sorry for giving her the benefit of the doubt and creating a conversation.
Look, we think you're a good guy, Malfoy. We're just reading out the comments. This is what people have said.
No, he chose this on purpose.
No, I was just that's just the top comments of the video.
Theo's face during being told about the boy who committed suicide at his flat was priceless. When he mentioned it was a new build, I lost it.
Oh, it is a new build, isn't it?
Yeah, like, it's not like I was like, yeah. No, I think it was a hospital. It's like, no, it's a new build.
I think that it was where they think you were coming across like, yeah, I love this stuff. I love it.
Also, it was really enjoyable to listen to a chat like that.
That's the thing. I do also think when you're put in that circumstance, even if you're like the biggest non-believer, all of a sudden, if you've got people saying stuff, and like, particularly if you, like, you would have watched her say stuff to me, and I'm like, actually, fucking hell, like, that's pretty on the money. And like, just getting names right and stuff. It would like adjust your
like she said my baby niece's name.
Yeah,
which is a very unique
and
name.
My baby nephew's name.
Yeah,
but she was like, a lot of comments were just like, this is a load of waffle. But the top comment of the whole video was actually, she is banging for 70s. Let's be real, boys, right? And I actually want to tie this in with a complaint that we got on emails.
A complaint,
right? Mate, we've had a complaint, right? So it's very serious, all right? So just listen. Hello, Joe, Theo, and Luke. I hope you are well. The comments that I read were absolutely abhorrent on your new podcast. The collective of uneducated, deep-rooted, misogynistic boys with no true self other than living in a shell of a world, commenting the most disgusting things, such as your most liked comment, she's banging for her 70s. Let's be real, boys. Let's be real, boys. Along with Joe definitely piped her after the pod. Look, I get a joke, I really do. But what is a joke when the comments involve sexually derived comments of an older woman explaining her job and passion? When they absolutely slaughter Theo about his sexuality and beta male status.
It's relevant though, is it?
That Wafflin is a good name for the pod for a reason, and the rest of it. Call me a snowflake or whatever.
She just come after us there.
Yeah. Call me a snowflake or whatever you fancy, but in the world we live in and create, what do you think to those who comment absolutely vulgar things like that? Things that are impressionable to other young people reading them. I want to know your take, as people with a platform are people whom you have to deal with and present to. Especially Joe, you are such an advocate for mental health, but this tears men down and puts sex/porn yet again on a pedestal of power.
I mean, is that wrong?
I thought that email was going to be funnier than it actually
I
is.
don't get what
It's
they
just-
said. Do they
it's
don't
just-
like the name Wafflin?
I don't know. It's just but like people comment on the fact that the woman, oh God, no, the
Sally.
profession,
Her name
the
was beautiful.
Sally was obviously attractive. And obviously you're not allowed to find people attractive
yeah,
nowadays.
what is wrong with that?
I don't know. We're saying she's banging for her 70s. I think like, oh, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that is, people probably say that about like George Clooney. Oh, he's a great looking man for his age. Like,
mate, but you can't say it about women. It's not allowed.
yeah, like, how is there anything wrong with that? Would she not be flattered by that? Oh, look,
I guess it's the terminology
of her job, I guess, as well.
What is unfortunate is like the male brain, especially, is very powered by sex because that's like procreation and how we survive as a species. But obviously, what comes with that is obviously if there is an attractive person that they see, it's like a lot of the impulse is to comment on it and make it like say something about it in a funny way that may make them be welcomed by their peers.
It is interesting, Joe.
Guy?
That this email, this email sent in just assumes all these comments left by these people are just men.
Oh, that's
That could be easily a lady
Who are you
saying
to
that.
assume that this person called so and so is a man? Who all you know is their username on a keyboard.
Yeah, you're
on a
assuming
screen.
their gender.
Keyboard. Oh, it's
no,
true.
it is true.
It's true.
And I also maybe I just don't understand what misogyny is, but I don't understand how saying someone is like good looking for their age is misogynistic.
Banging for their 70s. She's banging.
I think it's a bit vulgar.
Yeah, but
It's a bit vulgar.
But as you said, maybe you just don't understand what misogyny is, buddy.
well, my point is that misogynistic?
I don't know. It just all sounds like someone's got too much time on their hands, really. It does, doesn't it, mate? Say if you're living in the woods, right? And you're busy. You're foraging, you're building shelter, you're occupied.
Killing
You're not
animals.
you're not worried about what the terminology that someone uses to describe another person. You're sort of like, all right, mate, get some more firewood. We need to survive. People that have got too much time on their hands invent things to be like concerned about
That's
because it
very
gives
true.
them something to do.
Have you ever
really?
sent a complaint in via email?
No.
Well, no.
Look, I get the whole thing of like, but not. Oh, at the same time, I don't know. I'm almost like, I don't want to entertain it.
What, like, are you worried about?
I feel like on
offending
another
people?
day I could make something really funny about that, but at the same time today I'm sort of like
You're on edge today.
a little bit, not an edge, but it's sort of
It's because of the sweetness you've just had.
maybe.
I've
Why
got
are
a
you on
present.
edge? What?
What?
I've got a present.
Yeah, go on, move on.
So all week, Luke, you've been very like, I'd say, how do you describe Luke this week? Angry?
Sexy, cool, new hair. I mean,
Triggered.
someone says in this comment, Luke definitely idolizes Joe. Luke is such a wannabe Weller. Embarrassing. On our last pod.
Why is it embarrassing? Firstly, and why?
Unpopular opinion. Luke is the most important member of the pod.
Yes. Oi, I saw that comment.
Yes,
right?
I totally
Are
agree.
you on the actual YouTube? Can you look at the replies to that?
Agreed. Is
that
what
it?
someone says.
No, fuck off.
Well,
There's more. There's the bottom comment.
How I see
Someone,
the pod,
someone refers to me as Michael
on, Theo.
Carrick.
you are the wall,
I'm the wall.
I'm the painting.
Yeah.
What does that?
And
what-
he's the glue.
Yeah.
And together you get a painting on the wall that looks great.
All right. Look, this was the reply to that comment.
Okay.
Michael Carrick of the team. Watch the podcast and you won't see him. Watch him and you'll see the whole podcast.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like
I don't
Luke
even know
is.
who Michael Carrick is.
Oh, I do. Theo dressing like he dribbles and nibbles on his own shoulder. Grown man, by the way.
Grown man.
What now?
You're not wearing that horrible hat today, which is nice, actually.
Because I finally had my low taper fade.
Yeah, it does actually look gorgeous.
Well, I said this the other day actually on a Pitchside live stream, and I got told actually it's actually the sexiest haircut I've ever had.
No, 100% bald head. Like, completely bald is the best haircut you've ever had.
It actually is.
Yeah, you'll back that, won't you?
Yeah.
I reckon everyone at home backs that as well. Mate, Skinhead Baker was... Yeah.
Skinhead for like a day, but okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Well, yeah, but like, you know when you had it all buzzed off for the...
Yeah, for like a half a day.
Nah.
It literally was like half a day. But anyways, you're getting around the point that I wanted to bring up actually.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So Luke has been very rattled all week, hasn't he? Like everything, he's just
Yep.
crying about everything. I was like,
Have I?
grow up. Do you know what I mean? Like you've been very like on it this week. You've been a bit like,
No, because something will get mentioned in the group chat,
And you'll be
then
like, "Oh, that's not true."
you'll reply like 48 hours later saying, by the way, guys, what's happening with this? And it's like, we literally spoke about it 2 days ago. You're just too lazy to read the messages.
still rattled.
Right.
I wanted to make up for it. Pair of boots, mate.
Thanks, mate.
What's this all about?
Well, Theo
pair of
said
boots.
he's got some boots in size 11. Do I want them? So he's just gifted them to me.
Class.
Joe's like, I don't give a shit.
Right, how can we spice this episode up? It feels boring.
Why?
It just does, doesn't it?
No?
I heard a rumour, Joe,
What?
No.
that you are going camping soon.
Me and AB.
How's that gonna go?
Yeah, because you spoke about it on the episode.
Yeah,
of Baby, and then you spoke after.
Yeah. So AB was like, oi, mate, let's find somewhere majestic.
Let's create a movie.
And let's camp. And I was like, steady on, fella. Because he was just like, just us boys, just me and you. We'll find somewhere.
What are we going to talk about all the time?
We're just going to vlog, man.
What happens when the cameras goes down and the conversation runs dry?
It won't run dry.
It might do. Does do. Like, if you've not met someone before, sometimes it can be... Sometimes it's worse because you feel like you have to continually force conversation. You know, like, you're really good boys. You can sit there in silence.
But don't
It's
overthink
fine.
about it.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right in that sense.
You never get that.
Well, no, obviously you can get that, but at the same time, I just lead the situation and just be like, right, mate, I'm going to go simmer down now.
You bought some...
I bought some mushroom chocolates.
Allegedly.
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
some like mushroom chocolates.
yeah.
They're in dinosaur. Obviously, I linked Luke. He got some as well.
I didn't.
Well, let's be honest about it
They're
then.
just regular chocolate.
So you bought some. I bought 3 batches. And I'm meeting up with the geezer that invented the bubbly. He's coming back for Christmas.
Sorry, invented.
He's
He
coming.
didn't invent it though, did he?
Well, yeah,
he didn't invent.
Okay, he's
pissing in
coming
his-
back for Christmas. Me, Elliot, and him are going to meet up.
Do a group probably.
We'll probably do a few, and then we're going to get a bit like, just go there. Really?
Where does it stop? Would you do it into each other's mouth?
No,
Okay.
So you're sort of recreating your experience on the side of the road in Thailand.
no. We're going to find a quiet, nice place. Maybe the forest. I'll probably start at my house. That's what I was thinking. Start at my house. Have the shroomy chocolates.
Actually sound like
Download the information that we need to download and experience what
Wait,
we need
what do you
to.
mean
And then
download?
go on a walk out in nature.
What do you mean download the information?
Well, as in like when you go there, right? When you go there.
I am genuinely intrigued.
Have you ever gone there?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You've done mushrooms.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you? Truffles.
Yeah, that's why I'm allowed to like.
Have you done
preach it.
truffles?
Wait, what truffles?
Different. They're like different to actual mushrooms.
What was it like special mushrooms?
I don't know. They just are. The truffles are the mushrooms.
Is it?
Wait, so what do you do?
Mushrooms.
Not truffles.
No.
Truffles in
Amsterdam.
Oh.
Amsterdam, you get truffles.
Why are they different?
What we have, what you've ordered from that website, is mushrooms. An Indonesian strain.
What, psilocybin?
Psilocybin is the active ingredient. Anyways, so yeah, we'll do that and then learn what we need to learn.
You said download the information. What does that actually mean? Are you watching something like pre-take?
No, as in like you just, mate, it just comes. Like AB said, it's like there's this familiarity. It's like you're like meeting with your actual self and then you get given the
But would
information.
you rather do that in like a nice comfy living room?
Yeah. You start
Winter
there.
forest.
Yeah, you start there and then you go out for a walk.
A lot of people do say go out into nature and you sort of take it all in because it looks
Forest
different.
melts around you.
Well, it depends how much you do.
So I did level 1.
What's the level? Oh, what? Like Mexicana or whatever it's called.
I don't know what that
Did you do it when you went with the Pitchside boys?
No, I did it like 8 years ago.
Oh.
Just saw a couple lines.
Is that it?
Yeah, there was level 1 as well.
What did you do anything in Dam when you went with the boys?
Yeah, we got absolutely... we went to... Do you remember Susie's Saloon?
Rings a bell.
Do you remember the apple
Wait,
pie
is that
shots?
where we spent the whole day.
What?
And there was
Surely you remember Susie's Saloon?
there was a
What happened there?
that worked there, and we just got free drinks all day,
Really? What
basically.
happened?
Oh, what, the pub?
Yeah. Do you not remember?
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember.
Of course he remembers.
I remember. Yeah, it was good.
He remembers.
Anyways. Right, we've got a question that's actually a bit fucked. Just like, warning, it's actually something that Theo might do. He goes, hello, boys. I have a dilemma. One of my closest mates has a thing for my mum and sister. He had made AI-generated nudes of each of them and sent the photos to me. He did it in a jokey way, but is it really a joke? He has defo had a tug over those photos. Should I cut ties with him? I've only been close mates with him for a year. Mate, that's effed. But the fact that you can do that nowadays, like what, put a face in and then like generate a nude and then just like wank over it.
Obviously, you have never done that.
Is that a sort of... obviously, I haven't
He
done
pretended like he didn't know it existed
Yeah, sorry,
on the
no,
train.
yeah,
I
man,
knew-
a projection.
He was like, what the hell?
You
Can you
literally
do that
prefaced the
now?
question by saying, yeah, obviously Theo can relate to this one.
that. No, I find that disturbing.
That is...
I know that AI-generated nude people, like people make OnlyFans
Yes.
of AI-generated people, like women... And the whole thing, and they get them to do different things, and it looks kind of legit. I think you can tell, but you see it on Twitter
How do you know it looks kind of
because
legit?
they show it on Twitter. They advertise the OnlyFans
Really?
accounts, and it's like this is mental. And the fact that you can take someone's face, so you could take like your mum, and then you could make, but that's fucked. Don't you think that's fucked though? I think that's really.
it is
Why are they
'cause-
kissing?
yeah,
Wait,
'cause-
hang about. We'll show this on screen right now.
Because have you seen this?
Right?
People
They've
do this.
now got Slim
That's so
and
bad,
Gib,
by the way.
as you can see, kissing.
That's AI.
And then look at KSI's face in
I've
the
seen-
background. Look at KSI's face. What's that all about?
Did you see the one of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson kissing?
No.
They did it
Yeah.
exactly that.
But like, isn't that crazy? Because obviously we spoke about the David Coop thing a few weeks ago. And initially his first response was, oh, this is AI. It wasn't me.
Yeah, so the referee that allegedly was on substances and embarrassing himself, his remark, and this is what anyone's remark could be now. Oh, it was AI.
He sort of gave it away by saying, don't upload this.
Yeah.
But it is...
Does that make you reluctant to post, I don't know, anyone close to you? Because it's like they could do that.
They could take their face, couldn't they, and steal their identity.
Because people are fucking tapped. Like, as much as you want to see like the good in people, like the people when they're left by themselves can do some really weird things. And I just would like, I don't know, it's just a bit scary. It's like, what must they do to us? And I don't want anyone to get any weird ideas like right now.
What must they do to myself?
No.
You guys wouldn't do that about me, would you?
I just don't want them to take Theo's face and start making a load of knob pics and then wanking over them.
That's what the Reddit is going to be next week.
Speaking of Reddit, we have got one.
Wait, but can we just talk
Okay, go
about
on.
this quickly, this point? Like, if you started seeing pictures of Jodie...
Ruth?
No, Jodie.
Ruth?
No, let's not talk about that.
No,
That's
but
actually a bit vile.
like, absolutely no one should do this. But if you started seeing pictures of your girlfriend being plastered on Twitter or whatever, of like, essentially, it's them, but like with a naked body that isn't real.
Terrible.
Like,
Terrible.
why does he look so angry?
If you think about it, like imagine you just saw Ruth just like with her like minge out.
Mate, whoa. Bro, Luke.
Yes.
Okay, I take that back.
No.
Cut that out.
No. Keep it in because I get your
But
point.
for example, right, your girlfriend,
Yeah.
future fiance, and someone just fakes their face on this body.
No,
It goes everywhere. Work sees it, blah, blah, blah. It's just terrible.
It is,
But that
man.
stuff happens all the time.
And
And it happens to like big politicians.
what? Who?
Like, there's been like Trump stuff. Like him like saying stuff on like Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, like,
gets,
what
it-
you, yeah, like,
I mean, this is called World War
it
III.
gets worse when you do it in that way. I know like the sex thing is like awful and like really damaging to people, but like the fact you can actually alter like the world with like an AI video of like Donald Trump saying
it's really
something
bad.
where like people would genuinely like shit
yeah,
like that
and
could
I think
actually start
there's
wars.
people that like get phone calls saying you have won Cristiano Ronaldo's mention and $70 million, and they're like, yes, I have, woo, and they fall for that.
Yeah, but
and
anyone
how
falls
obvious
for
is
that.
that?
Yeah,
no, but mate,
exactly.
bare people like mums. My mum's fallen for loads of that bollocks. Imagine when there's actually like a legitimate looking person. Like imagine they recreate Theo and he's saying, I'm handing out 7 knob pics to whoever sends me a DM now, right? And then they fall for it. What if my mum falls for that?
Why would she be
Wouldn't
going for it?
fall for that.
I don't know, but what I'm saying is it like it's there's going to be
happens.
people that are gonna fall for that bollocks, and I just think it's nasty.
Yeah, scams. Did you see that Elon Musk scam that was going around Twitter for ages, where he's basically telling people like, "Oh, if you like give me so and so, I'm going to send you like X amount of crypto," and then people were just getting scammed for it. But the video, if you watched it, was like so fucking real. It looked real and like it sounded like Elon Musk, but it was just completely AI generated.
That's where you got to follow the age-old saying, don't you?
What's that, Theo?
Is that if it's too good to be true, it probably is
Yes,
false.
that is
Really? What? So you think your relationship seems really good? Why is that funny,
What the
everyone?
fuck are you talking about?
No. Because
Talking about Elon Musk saying you can have 10 grand.
yeah, but imagine you must think like, oh yeah, this is the perfect relationship, and then what if you psych yourself out because you think it's too good to be true? Like, what if you did that?
I get your logic. I don't think it really applies there.
Yeah.
Like it would apply to things like it's like you don't fall for scams because if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is.
But in a relationship, if something is too good to be true, you need to take a step back for a second and say, hang on a minute. Do I want this to continue or am I better off alone?
This reminds me of actually something I saw on Twitter the other day.
What did you see, mate?
It was like basically a screenshot of text messages that someone had got from his girlfriend. And it was just out of the blue. She was like, "Oh, I actually love you so much. Like, you're so good to me. Like, please don't ever leave me." Just out of the blue. And like, he posted this with like the tweet saying, "She's just cheated on me, hasn't she?"
See, that's such a negative mindset, you know? That is such a negative beta mindset.
So you think,
How do you know she's not just woken up one day, written in a gratitude book and like just sent him a lovely message?
yeah, but it does make you think, doesn't it? Like, why would she randomly?
You'd only think like that if you're having thoughts about that in the back of your mind anyway.
Yeah, what? So you think
If you were comfortable, if he was comfortable and he truly loved her and he believed that she loved him, he wouldn't think like that. So he's already got a thought in his back of his mind saying, damn, cheater.
Yeah,
That's some hard
that is accurate.
facts right there.
What a bastard,
I
guys!
just had to drop it like that. Sorry about that, guys. We actually all did a test recently, didn't we?
Yeah, what did yours come back as? Negative or
Wait,
positive?
can someone explain?
You bring this in, Luke, because I thought this was quite interesting.
Well, I actually didn't know. It's an attachment test, right?
So, an attachment styles are psychological frameworks developed in early childhood, influencing how we form relationships throughout life. These styles shape our interactions, emotional connections, and conflict resolution in relationships. And myself, Tedward, and Mark all did. And Theo's friend,
Mark.
Luke, we all did one of these tests to see what we'd come out as.
yeah,
Theo,
I'm actually curious.
gay. No, wait. No.
Right.
Wait, no, wait.
What?
No, this is what it says officially. So everyone comment. Good luck, Theo. Right.
Ooh, so we have the results from our test, and it was all about the different questions were like, how do you talk to people, and do you like your mom and your dad? And
Yeah,
stuff
like,
that,
do you
right?
do you ever feel like they're gonna abandon you?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
feel
like-
secure in these relationships?
So Joe, reveal to the people.
So
you're-
do I agree? Let's have a look. So I got
yeah, but the test doesn't lie.
secure attachment. And the characteristics of that is comfortable with intimacy and independence.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Trusts others. Trusts others, communicates effectively. No.
Well, you must have
Well,
lied
the
on
thing
your
is,
test then.
no, I communicate in certain ways. Like with what my real ones, yes.
Well, but it asks you that. It says, how
Yeah.
do you communicate with your mum, dad?
Yeah, yeah,
loved
yeah.
ones?
Like,
it's very specific.
Yeah, but as
Questions
in
are
like,
very
well, I haven't spoken to my dad in 10 years. So it's like, well, that doesn't. So
But
and
did you put that?
I put that as like 0, basically. But then I put like my mum as like, yes. And
Maybe you misread the question.
no, I didn't. But
No,
anyways.
but it did have like a range of different people, didn't it?
Yeah, it
like,
did.
Also,
It's-
like I do feel like when you speak to people, you are very, like you're very open with your feelings.
Direct.
Yeah.
Okay, communicates effectively and has healthy boundaries. Seeks support when needed and offers support to others.
Definitely not.
Disagree. Can handle disagreements constructively. No. Where it stems from, a consistent and responsive caregiving environment. What?
Yeah.
No, this sounds like bollocks. Caregivers were emotionally available, 50%, supportive and attuned to the child's needs.
You say 50% as if like, do you not think your mum did step up to really like fulfill that 100%?
Well, no, because there's only certain things that you can get from a mum and only certain things you can get from a dad. Like masculine and feminine energy is like actual different. Like you can't
You're
just get
getting cancelled for that.
Why? No, I'm not.
But they are different.
No, mate, men and women, father and mother have different characteristics. You can't you can't just push this idea that everyone is just exactly the same.
I
You
agree
have
with
different qualities. So why am I getting cancelled?
That's like a cancelable thing to say nowadays.
How?
Well, that mum and dad is different.
Mum and dad bring different things.
Yeah.
Like
Mate,
traditionally,
that's
a male
F.
is much less loving, I guess, and a mother instinct.
Yeah, your
Well,
mum-
I think they show
mothering.
love in different ways, parents.
Yeah,
No,
there's
but
like
no,
mum and
that's
dad.
not what I don't think. What I think you're getting really confused with what Joe's saying here. Like traditionally, like a mother's instinct.
Yeah, but you keep saying traditionally.
Okay, a mother's. If you say what is
Mate,
a mother's
say exactly what you
if you
think.
say
Forget
what is a
this.
mother's instinct, you'll say it's probably warmer and more loving, whereas
Yeah.
a father's instinct is probably a little bit colder and more withdrawn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like
But
that.
like, yeah, anyways,
didn't
it
say-
goes,
Oh.
parents provided comfort and security during distress.
Yeah, but
Children felt safe exploring the world knowing they had a reliable base to return to. Yeah. Communication and emotions were validated and managed healthily. Nah.
See,
I don't know how I've got that
you've
result. It's like
obviously
the opposite
answered.
of
You've
what I am.
obviously answered questions wrong.
No, I
because
haven't.
I was also secure.
You're secure.
Yeah, and everything you read out there just suits me.
Yeah.
So I answered it correctly. So you obviously did poor in your test.
I
Yeah,
just
but
didn't.
what is it like? Why do you think that is so wrong? Do you not think a lot of that does apply to? Obviously, I don't know like the true ins and outs of your relationship with your mum. I know you take your dad out of the equation, but I do always feel like a lot of those are like ticked in the sense you have a very good relationship with your mum, probably a lot better than like most
I think you
people
have a
have.
fantastic, and your friends,
Yeah,
and your
and,
family,
like,
and your sister.
They've always been very reliable, always there for you. So I feel like a lot of those are kind of ticked. But if you're looking at it from the 50% side of where like your dad, then that's obviously a very different relationship.
But like Joe, I would say this is relatively true to you. Craves closeness and reassurance, but often fears abandonment.
That's anxious and preoccupied.
Yeah, that's not under secure attachment. That's what the
Oh, no,
the
you're
anxious one.
You're definitely number 2 then. Read it out. Like, look,
Anxious
like
and preoccupied.
highly sensitive to changes in relationships.
Yes.
Definitely true. Overthinking and needing constant validation.
Yes.
True.
Where it stems from is
And look, also here's an interesting one. You know, you're talking about the 50% thing, Joe.
Yep.
This is parents alternated between being emotionally available, aka your mum, and unavailable. So probably thinking towards your father.
Yeah.
see, I was dismissive, avoidant, which I think is very accurate. So I value independence and self-reliance over intimacy.
Yeah, you're just like a hater of everyone else and you just rely on yourself solely, right?
I don't think that's what it means, but like I do value independence. I tend to suppress emotions and avoid vulnerability. That is very accurate. I think we've probably established
Closed
that.
off.
Yeah, to some extent. Avoids emotional discussions and commitments. Yes. Can appear distant or aloof in relationships. Like I think that's pretty accurate. I don't really I never really discuss my emotions or
But why do you feel like you don't want to discuss them?
Why do you
Because
feel like this is a step though? He's sort of low-key
he's low-key doing it.
blossoming.
no, but the thing is like I've never that stuff, right, being relayed to me wasn't new information. Like I've always known that I am the way I am. And I'm
What does
kind
that
of
mean?
as in like with that sort of stuff, like I don't really like talking about say vulnerabilities or if something's gone wrong and like it has affected me.
Not even with, say, like Ruth.
I would say more so with Ruth, but I think to a certain extent, part of me will always just want to keep
Everything in.
yeah, and it's not like inside. It's like I deal with it very effectively.
So it works for
I-
you to not talk about
It works for me because
But
I
is
am
that-
very good at dealing with it.
Is that something? It's hard to say that, right? Because how do you know you're dealing well with it?
Well, because
Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you know it's not
I've never-
affecting you externally?
I guess I won't truly know unless
Mm.
I tried to actually discuss all these things. If something has really affected me and I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I'm processing it internally, I would never know if the opposite is better unless I was actually like, oh, okay, I'm going to try and talk about this. I'm going to discuss this disappointment or
Would you say this like, if you were to open up to someone,
yeah.
would it, or does it depend on the actual subject? Would it be your other half? Would it be your parents or your friends?
I think it would depend on the topic. Like, for example, I feel like there are some things that I would get the most amount of comfort from my parents. Some things I would speak to Ruth about, and then some things friends.
But then, like, say like right now, there's something that's weighing heavy on your mind. Would you be able to just cover that up and no one would be able to tell that there's something affecting you? So, like I
Yeah.
have no ability in doing that. And if something's on my mind, everyone can see it, everyone can feel it, everyone knows.
Yeah.
There are some people that can just like feel a certain way and completely cover it up. Would you say you can do
Definitely
that?
a middle ground as well, no, where it's not quite really, but you can tell, like, oh, he might be a little bit off. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I get that, where like it's not something I can completely cover up all the time. It's something where you might be able to tell, but I'm very good at sort of playing it down. And I'm like, but it's fine.
But you might be a bit snappier or something like that.
Yeah, it might affect my mood in one way or another. And that's probably a problem where sometimes I'll be like a certain way because something is on my mind. And because I won't discuss it, I'll just maybe look like I'm being a bit of a cunt or something.
Yeah, like for example, like changing seats on a plane.
Why? What happened there? Yeah, but wasn't it my seat? It was on my ticket. But no, that's not the point. Like, I think I generally just think I can deal with things internally very well. It's always the way I've been, and it's never, to my knowledge,
so you don't have to talk to anyone to resolve. You just get like almost like a computer, just does it like and I've dealt with it.
10 years time, he might just like explode.
Nah,
I
because
just don't think so. But you don't. He doesn't
yeah.
look like he's holding anything. He doesn't walk. He's not walking around with baggage or anything like
if
that.
there was something that I
just seems all right. All
genuinely,
the time.
if there was something that I genuinely needed to be like, the only way I'm going to resolve this is if I speak to so and so about it, whether that's to resolve
Or to their face.
Yeah, whether that's to resolve a dispute about something, or whether it's just something that I need to get off my chest, but it'll be to a certain person.
Can you go to bed like on an argument?
I think more so as I've got older. Yeah,
Fuck yeah, no, that's a talent.
I never used to
can't,
be
can
able
you?
to.
No, I can't do that.
Could you genuinely just not sleep? I think that
I wouldn't be able to do that. There's no way.
I think also sometimes because of the way I am, in that if I do get a little bit pressed, a little bit heated, I can say some things that I absolutely don't mean, that are just very unnecessary and uncalled for. So I think as I've got older and I've learned that sometimes I don't think before I speak, sometimes it's best for me to just not carry on trying to resolve an issue.
So walk away.
And it is just better for me to turn over, go to sleep, and then chat the next day when I'm a little bit.
Oh my god!
Oh no, I'm not happy with you.
Why?
I'm not happy.
Why?
Did you find that interesting? Because I did.
Yeah.
You're lying.
What do you mean?
You're lying right now.
Why?
You're lying to our face. He just opened up, man.
That's good.
Right, go on then, Luke. You wanted to come after us after you took such a beating last week.
Well, so obviously I felt like on the last solo ep, you boys did bully me a little bit.
No.
Other people picked up on it as well.
Criticism.
Other people picked up on it. I got messages saying like, "Oh, I just want to hug you."
I will say this, by the way. You are the biggest shit giver on nights out, so you need to take your dues sometimes.
On a night out. Well, this isn't a night out, but I actually wanted to prove how out of touch with reality you boys are.
Out of touch?
Yeah. You've both lived very privileged lives, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had a real job?
I did work experience cleaning vans and wearing certain overalls and doing things into those overalls.
Oh yeah, that got brought up on Backside actually.
Oh yeah, Theo like called me halfway through while he was filming his podcast, being like, "Joe, we want to talk about you wanking into your dad's overalls," and I was like, "No." They wanted to get a phone in.
Yeah, what
Like
was he going to say?
or something.
Obviously, we were doing a list of people that were down bad.
Down? What do you mean down bad? Or what am I down?
No, like down bad. No, as in down bad as in like craving like fix it down.
I'm not craving.
No, but
at the time,
when you were a 12-year-old having a wank in your
No, I was 17.
Oh,
it's even worse. You're like a
wait,
cognitive
shit.
adult.
Fully functional.
Well, you should have just agreed with me when I said you were 12. Anyway,
Okay.
I said in that moment you were probably down bad
Okay.
because you really wanted it. And then, but Tom actually had some serious questions he wanted to ask.
What did he want to ask me?
Well, he didn't ever get to ask them. I don't know what he wanted to ask. I'm guessing it was like tips and tricks of the trade.
Tips and tricks.
I just,
I think he was asking like, were you in the car park? How many people saw?
What does he want to know? Do you reckon it turns him on?
Yes.
No, I get that idea from him.
What?
That just talking about sexual activity alone would rile him up. And then we've actually had some comments on Wafflin of people saying that. Like, you boys talking about sex just gets me so going. And yeah, no, it happens. Yeah, man.
Well, it's like when you read a sexy book, isn't it?
What?
Allegedly.
Anyways, what were you going to say?
No, it's him.
Oh, yeah.
So you've had a job before. You're at
Many
Mackey's.
jobs.
How long were you there for?
2.5 years service, got the 4 stars, refused promotion many times. I said, I won't be here for long, pals, so I won't get the promotion.
So you left back when you were, what, 22?
Oh, no, like 18.
Okay. So
And then I did 3 months at Tesco's,
Yep.
done a paper round.
you did a paper round at 18?
Yeah, but like, I got between £8 and £12 a week.
That's
Do
ridiculous.
you know how nuts that is? £8 a week.
That's why I was on 7 when I was 14. £7 doing.
That's quite
doing
a good
paper
wage
round.
for a 14-year-old, isn't it?
£7 a week.
Oh, a week? We meant an hour.
No.
Do you know how
week.
long it took me to do that? Did you have to do the leaflets?
No.
I just stopped, mate. It took me 2 hours to do the leaflet. It was fucking it was so shit. And I was just terrified. There was a house with a dog. It was just,
I actually got offered a paper round when I was a young man. And my parents told me not to take it because they were like, this is a joke. That's like slave labor. It was like, like 13 quid a week or something. It is a piss take. But anyway, I wanted to test how sort of out of touch you are with the world.
Okay, go on then,
It's
Luke.
a
Hit me. I'll
quiz,
get
right?
everyone right, mate.
Okay. In this country, UK, how much is the price of a pint of milk?
Okay, let me ask
I think that's one of the little boys.
Yeah, let me ask you this question, right? How often are you actually buying a pint of milk?
Okay.
I tend to buy
65p.
That's your answer.
Yep.
I buy bigger than pints. I buy the big ones.
2 litres.
Because I'm actually cost effective. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the more milk
How
you
much
buy,
are they?
I don't know. I reckon a pint of milk is 95p.
I say a pound.
What's the answer?
Go on then.
95p.
Not what? Where does it say that? Oh yeah, 95p.
So you're out of touch and you're out of touch.
So you were looking at the answers then.
Well, I got it
What,
right.
because I said a pound?
I
Yeah,
literally
you
got
got
it
it
bang on.
Oh.
Because I'm in touch with reality. Thank you. Next. Come on, keep it coming.
What is the average annual salary in the UK? 17,000.
I reckon that you're just going ultra low to,
What?
I reckon 19,000.
I reckon 24,000.
I was actually going to go 21.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Your answer is 31,461
That
right
cannot be
now.
right. That cannot be right.
Mate, so that's all
That's
right.
high. That's not livable in London.
No, that's the thing.
Liverpool in London.
As in, like, for a London wage, you'd definitely struggle,
Yeah, you
especially with the cost of rent at the moment. Rent is literally insane at the moment. 31,000. That is considerably more than I thought.
Yeah, to be fair, I thought it was like 24,000.
Okay.
How much is the average rent in the UK monthly?
Oh, is this excluding or including London though?
I reckon it's going to be. Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's going to be $2,100.
So what's that in pounds?
No, £2.
I reckon 1,600 is really cheap up north.
Okay,
I was gonna go- I
okay,
was gonna go-
1,700,
No, you
17.
said
You said
2,100.
2,100.
What are you saying?
I'm going 1,400.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. The survey says 1,350.
You've been annoyingly accurate.
So therefore, Theo is the most in touch. Luke is the most out of touch.
Well, you've got it very wrong.
I've got it
every single one.
Okay, I've got it all wrong. What's the current minimum wage in the UK? 21 and over. It's £10.
No, it's not. It's £16 an hour.
It's £12 an hour.
Okay, our survey says £11.44. Weller wins.
I actually knew it was £12 an hour, but I just wanted to go different.
So why does it say £11.44? Oh, is it because it's average?
It must be £11.44.
Well, they have just increased minimum
Oh,
wage.
what is
actually.
the? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the
Do you
national
know?
living
Wait,
wage.
do you know how much I was on at Mackey's when I joined?
£2.50.
£4.10.
£4.10.
My first ever job at cost cutter in Seaford, £4 an hour. I was 16.
That's
17.
not very nice.
16.
Well, how many vacation days does the average worker get per year? 3, 2, 1.
Is it excluding?
22.
It's pretty close. It's excluding bank holidays, right?
That's a good question. I would imagine it includes it.
It's 21.
I reckon 24.
22. 3, 2, 1. Our survey says 28 days. Weller wins.
Maybe that's including bank holidays, I think, actually.
You know what, boys?
I just lost every single one.
But I actually think you did better.
Look how
Then-
condescending he is. You were wrong on everything apart from the minimum wage.
I didn't say I knew.
You literally started this whole segment from a hierarchy of you knowing more than us and being more in touch.
Never said that.
So
I-
Theo won. He's the most in touch. We are just wankers.
Correct.
Right, what's next?
Absolutely correct.
Well, Reddit.
Yeah.
Theo, how can people find us on Reddit?
You can go to reddit.com/wafflin
Pod.
And you can also email us in theboys@wafflin.com.
Yes.
.co.
.co.
.co.uk.
No, just .co.
Whatever. We actually got an email from a brand wanting to work with us. Did you see that?
No.
It's a really big brand.
Who?
Just an undisclosed energy drink company.
Don't believe that was a legitimate email.
Fuck. You've been scammed.
We get a lot of scammy emails from like companies that want to work with us that like pretend to be. This one.
This is Mr. Cooper.
Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the monster?
You know, the in-betweeners is funny, right?
It's really
Mr.
funny.
Cooper, this is Mr. Cooper. Simon can't come and work.
So right now, I'm experiencing like a big down, and I don't know how to bring it up. How do I bring it up?
Have another
You can bring it up by doing this.
This is what I experience. Let me know, anyone watching, is this borderline personality disorder or is it bipolar? But I'm experiencing it right now, and I don't know how to bring it back up.
Bipolar.
Yeah. I don't know which one it is, but it's
Have
like
you
when
been diagnosed with bipolar?
no, I tried to ring the NHS and I can't get through.
Bring 111.
Huh?
111.
It's not an emergency.
No, that's the non-emergency
point.
number.
111's the whole point. It's not an emergency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've got something for you to explain here, Joe.
Yes, mate. But then there's absolutely being and portraying a certain character. Do you not believe that you've got to have that within you somewhere?
If you just, come on, take your trousers down. Come on, take them off. It's for safety.
So I saw a few comments about us having that argument about the Actors Guild and all that stuff. And you're obviously feeling very strongly about how an actor must have that within them somewhere.
Fuck, yeah, I shot myself in the foot. I did. No, but I also said in that video that like I've experienced that. So like someone being like that towards me, the doctor. So therefore that's why I can go there because I've experienced it.
But was the doctor like
But you
that?
really get into his head.
Okay, the doctor wasn't necessarily like that. That's really, oh fuck.
This is what the whole argument was. We were saying you portray literal pedophiles.
Yeah,
No,
is Dr. Smith a paedophile?
No, he's just dodgy. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah.
Dodgy Dr. Smith.
It's bad.
Because people are like saying essentially you've just described method acting, and it's just a type of like people will research these characters and they'll be like, how actually were they? How can I pretend to be this character? It's not necessarily that they're tapping into a side of them that it's like, oh, I have this in me.
Yeah.
You know, that you were like, you had seen a dodgy doctor and you're like, well, I've seen how he is, so I'm going to replicate that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean necessarily that you have that inside you to be able to just be like that on a Friday night down the pub or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But you do act like that down the pub on a Friday night sometimes.
It can be quite fun.
Yeah, there you go, see?
But as in like to wind my mates up.
You do what people probably don't realize is that a lot of these characters that you play out, you integrate into your like day-to-day personality.
Yeah. Like Krog Pits, right? He's like, that's my autistic side.
That must be quite heartwarming that you know that in any given scenario, you could just pull out a Krog Pit.
Maybe I should just be Krog Pits for the rest of the episode.
Do you know what I mean?
Go on then.
You know. Hey then. What are you going to talk about?
Eddie Redmayne, mate.
Where did Krogpits come from?
I don't know. Maybe you should go to the cheese grater factory.
So shit. Did you do your pajama fight with Elliot? Round 2?
No, but it's
It
the
works.
TikTok's not out yet. It's going to bang, man. It's going to be so relatable.
Do you know how like people talk about like their big videos coming out and say, yeah, it's not out yet, it's just still in the process?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened with your Iron Man one.
Coming out today, actually, the day of recording this. But next thing to explain. You ever walked in on one of your mates about to finger one of your mates' mum?
Because we got an email about this, actually. This was to do with you walking in on
Oh, that did happen.
a friend of yours who was with another friend's mum.
New Year's Eve party. Do you remember that?
Mum.
No. Oh, God.
Bleep the name.
Bleep
if
the
you don't
name.
mind.
Yeah, no, she was dodgy, man. She was like, I knew she was going to snog someone
Why?
Ended up being him.
because the way she was touching people.
What?
Yeah, she was like grabbing, yeah, like she did it to me.
Of course she did, mate.
She did it to you.
Yeah.
What did she do? When you say she grabbed you?
She said hello and hugged me.
Yeah, no, but get like really up in the face and
Nice
stuff.
to meet you.
Right, Luke, you have now got to explain this. Please, after this fella looking like Luke Martin from the beginning of Wafflin years ago. Wait, that's just you?
No, it's not just me. People send in the most basic looking
Yeah, but you have that kind of
white
face.
males.
You have that kind of face where you look like everyone.
But I don't think I do.
Very bland face.
But like, why is yours any different? Because actually, we saw an old man walk on the train, didn't we? And the first thing you said was, "That looks like Theo."
Yeah.
But he was like a hipster, like 60-year-old man.
Thanks, man.
But he did look just like you.
Well, we got a viewer question here because I want to move on because I don't look like old men. Ready?
Yeah.
Say yes loudly now.
Yes.
Daddy. Say
Dad.
it to me.
Yes, Daddy.
Hi, boysies. This is so you to read out. He's
Go
written.
on, do it.
Have you noticed that, by the way? People write in your voice to read out now.
Talk like fun me. Go on. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, boysies. Pretty good. Been watching since the first ever pod. This question's more for Joe and maybe Theo.
Wait, what's he called me?
I don't think Andy would understand because he's only been on a video when you boys are around. So it's probably a bit easier for him. I don't get what that means, but Andy. So I'm starting my new YouTube channel and I've come across a lot of problems so far. But one of my biggest ones is just cringing at myself when I'm about to start recording. So I'll press record and then look into the camera and all I do is cringe. And I think like how embarrassing this is. And I cringe so hard. And I tell myself like, oh, it's fine. Pretend. Fake it till you make it. Pretend you've got 1 million subscribers and pretend it's normal. But it never works, man. I just end up cringing so hard. So I want to know how you boys, how do you conquer that cringe? And in fact, did you ever have the cringe? Oh yeah, P.S. I've done a bubbly and I fucking enjoyed it. What a great idea, you absolute legend, Joe. Thank you so much for inventing the bubbly. I can send you the video if you want to see it.
No, we don't. It's fine.
Strange geezer, man.
Why is he strange for doing it?
I would never do that.
When you first started making videos, did you find it cringe?
Do you remember?
No,
your
but I
first-
definitely have waves. Like where obviously like I go between like different personalities. Like if I'm in a certain personality, like right now I'm like I find it really like, oh my God. But if I'm in like my normal personality mode, then I find the camera my friend.
Interesting.
But right now it's almost like, fuck.
But you went from doing the film stuff because we recorded some short films together.
Yeah.
To then like, I remember your first ever vlog. Was that the one where you were like talking to Fernando Torres? Or you pretended to be Fernando Torres or something?
I don't know.
Do you remember the one I'm on about?
No.
Because didn't your first ever vlog was when we were in college?
Or when your videos used to get played in front of like the school.
Yeah, I hate watching any video I've made in front of people.
Oh, really?
Like I almost just get secondhand embarrassment constantly.
I did
Really?
not.
So
that's what he's talking about. So you don't get it when you're making it. It's more that.
No, but I can get it when making it. I just think it whoever your mind thinks that it's talking to when you're talking to the camera dictates how you feel. Because if you're imagining the people that you don't want to see this, that if they were in the room, you'd feel really embarrassed. If that's who you're thinking about, then yeah, you're going to feel cringed. Whereas if you're imagining that is my best friend,
Which it is.
then you feel better and you almost feel like a comfort in it. So it's all about don't imagine it's loads of people. Imagine it's one person that you're really comfortable with. And then if you're always talking to that person, like if I actually get it sometimes, because I make you laugh, I often pretend it's Luke.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I know how to make Luke laugh.
true.
So no, I often just do it as Luke.
Oh.
Or my mum.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, yeah, like it depends on the joke that because
I guess, what would you consider me your target audience? Or is it more just that comfort of like I know this?
No, it is quite hard to make you laugh. So when people make you laugh, I feel like it is very funny.
Like if it was like internet melts, then I'm thinking you.
Yeah.
Because you find that stuff funny.
Yeah.
So let me imagine I'm talking to Luke.
So we still send stuff to each other to this
Yeah.
day of like things that would be considered like internet melts
Yeah.
content.
Well, who do you pretend you're talking to when you're
Private.
talking to the camera?
I have no concept of talking to anyone.
It's just empty.
Who do you like? If you were to look down the lens, who are you talking to?
I would genuinely just think of the Wafflin audience. Like I would.
Who's that? Do you imagine like a character?
Not a
Like when
sing-
you take a photo of someone, are you like imagining that's person?
I don't think it's like a single person. I think, to be fair, that's a good point. I've never really thought about it, but if I think about it now, I would think of like my Instagram DMs, which sounds weird. But like the message requests that I get through, like I think, oh, they're the people that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And like, but I guess I've never really thought about it. I think the thing is when you're in front of a camera, you start to say things that you wouldn't normally say, or you say things in a way in which you wouldn't say them.
100%.
This is
extra
different.
weird.
Yeah, this is different, I think, because this is like a very natural scenario. But particularly like if I'm doing an Instagram story or something, like I'll do something, I'll watch it back and I'll be like, why delete that? Like, why did I do that? I would never speak like that ever. And you say weird things. So I get this point because there are times where like I've done stuff, or like even like when I had to do that I did that ad, that reel for
0.5 mode.
Old Spice. I did an ad for Old Spice like ages ago last
I
year.
remember that, yeah.
And even that, I was just like, oh, like I just wouldn't speak.
Yeah, but
like
you're not
that.
used to talking to your phone camera like that. That's why, probably.
This thing, it's not a person.
Yeah.
Like if you actually think that you're talking to a camera, like that's so unnatural.
Yeah.
Like surely your mind has to envisage it's talking to someone. And if you're doing something for a brand, maybe you feel like how you talk to them on the Zoom meeting in a more like certain way.
Yeah.
Maybe you're putting on a slight facade. Maybe you feel like that's how you need to be because that's who you're talking to.
And people have like their phone voice, don't they?
Oh, yeah. YouTube voice.
You've got like a speaking to customer service voice when you speak to people. Yeah, like you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you know, like when you.
Hello there. Is this so and so?
No, you go like ultra polite. I don't know what it is,
Being nice.
but yeah, I think you must look back at your first video.
Oh, cringe.
I actually watched that not long ago, where you've got
It's just horrendous. And
The
it's like whispering in my voice.
and the Harry Potter music in the
Yeah.
background, and then
Now-
you've got like a green filter on as well.
Yeah. Now I just look at the camera. It's just a bit of metal. I don't talk to anyone. I'm either talking. Maybe I talk to myself.
Do you not feel like you'd feel a bit like that you're able to connect more if you do imagine it is someone? Like if you, I don't know, like because I'm just like looking at that right now. You know, I'm looking into your eyes. No, but you do, don't you?
I do.
feel
I
like-
just don't have. I can't like comprehend that. It's just. I think I'm looking at myself through the lens.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes that's when you get like this, where then you start to cringe because you think a little bit too much about how
I'm
you're.
not cringing though.
No, but you won't, because I also think it comes with experience. It's like, well, obviously, like it's easy for you boys now to just step in front of a camera and talk to essentially no one, because in reality, you are talking to no one.
I'll tell you what,
at that
though,
point
like,
in time.
Now, because I spend all day, every day on camera, it's just like I don't even give it a moment's thought. But I tried vlogging in public recently. Horrendous.
Well, you got nervous.
Yeah, so nervous.
As in, like,
crazy.
just walking down
But
the
you know
street,
when I
like,
used to vlog
By yourself.
Yeah, you know when like I used to vlog all the time on my G7X, right? Everyone went through it every day, and I didn't even think twice about walking through like a busy street vlog.
Yeah.
Tried it the other day, just couldn't think of anything worse. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was just like
Is it like where you've seen people vlog and what you think of them when you see them?
Yeah,
Are you like, I don't want to make
know-
people feel how they make me
Do
feel?
you know what it was? I think it was that I was really conscious that people would be listening to what I was saying.
Yeah.
And like, what the hell's he on about? Like, you know, when like, do you always earwig conversation?
Not really.
I think unnaturally.
Unnaturally,
yeah.
you just like, you hear like, is it someone walking past like, oh, this fucking bitch at work.
Is that what you were saying?
No. But you always like, oh, what was that about? And you sort of want to know more. But if I'm vlogging, I can just imagine everyone is just like staring. What is he talking about? Like really intensely looking at me. And I don't want that.
I think mine.
Keep doing it. I watched Mash Tag's vlog. Right, his is basically, it's almost like no structure to the vlog at all. He is literally just walking like he's on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And I think like you can see he literally has 0% like, oh my God, I'm filming. Maybe it's
normal, right?
It's a case of just doing that. Just get it. Like I suppose the more you do it,
It is
the more you just get used to it, mate.
exactly that.
But if you talk about, is it because you think people think about you the way that you think about people when you see them doing it? Like, I would probably get that. Like, if I saw someone walking down the street filming themselves, like, it's that natural thing of like, oh.
But it's so common now. You see it all the time.
Yeah, but does that almost make it worse?
I don't know, man.
Then it's like, are you just like everyone else?
don't know. I was just doing it. I was just recording my
You used to daily vlog, didn't you?
yeah, for a week. As in like daily vlog that went into a weekly vlog.
Yeah.
But now I'm just recording for my sub 20-minute 5K video.
Have you done it?
No. You've done it before, haven't you?
19 minutes.
Did you have a pace or you just did it?
Just did it.
I actually don't know how you did that.
Fucking oats. Like the only
Fucking hell.
we just smash the oats and then obviously you run with the wind a little bit don't run against the wind.
Yeah, no, it's horrific.
So I run
like-
in the direction that the wind's going. So I don't know if that adds like much, but like,
No, massive.
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's the whole reason.
I think that's the only reason you did it.
But like, yeah, just run with the wind. And the shoes I was wearing, I reckon,
Yeah,
help.
super shoes, they do help a lot.
What were you wearing? Were you wearing the carbon plate?
Pink shoes. No,
Oh,
cheating.
did you get the ones I...
No. They were just like
Yeah, sub 20 without carbon plate.
That's quite impressive.
Good.
That's like an 18-minute.
It was the most uncomfortable thing, like tasting blood, like awful.
Yeah. What is that? Do you not get that taste of blood?
Yeah. You know, like when you're pushing your lungs to the limit with how hard you're like going. It's like my heart rate was like 182 the whole time, like fucked. Red zone whole time,
182.
fucked.
But
What?
I actually just what?
Is that bad?
Well, no, 182 for me is just like
Standard.
standard. Yeah,
Yeah, but my sister has
Really?
it hits like 200 all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And so everyone's
You know,
heart's
in,
like different.
High Rocks, I held 185 for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's a fuckery. That's a real fuckery.
Yeah. But also, I'd never felt uncomfortable. So it's also a benefit.
Jesus.
Kind of. Well, I got it checked. They were like, it's not normal. It's all right. We'll be
Wait,
good.
what? Did you understand
Mate,
that?
nothing.
That's,
that was just
I didn't understand the words.
Yeah,
Yeah, what was it?
I don't know. Yeah.
What?
No, I said when I got it checked, they just said it's an anomaly. You'll be all right.
Mad thing.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know what my heart rate is normally, but like I cannot get anywhere close to a 20-minute 5K.
But you can. You need to train right. You're not training correctly. You need to use runner.
Yeah, but you won't get me like in for free.
But you use the code Theo and run it. You get yourself a 2-week free trial, so it's fine.
No.
Never. Should we do this question?
Yes.
Crying in front of the missus
I've done.
or your friends at work. Hello, you lovely set of male specimens. Big fan of L Show. Been watching since the very first episode and I'm glad you're back. Just wanted to hear your opinion on crying in front of your missus. I've recently just broken up with my girlfriend and it's been really tough and I've not been doing the best. Cool. As someone who is usually pretty thick-skinned, the sight of seeing her crying when we were splitting up broke me, and I started too. Just wanted to know your opinion on a showing emotion in front of fucking anyone. Jokes, just your missus. Because it seems that the internet is pretty divided, as men should be portrayed as pure testosterone and like not showing emotion. Where's Mr. Emotional over here? I don't know if it's a decision. Like, how can you decide to not? Like, I can't envisage not showing how you actually feel, which is what I find really hard when needing to be professional. Like, so it's not a choice for me. If I'm breaking down in front of my missus, well, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Good luck
Can
trying.
you
not
absolutely
to.
not suppress a cry at all?
It's like any emotion, mate. Like right now, like even just I'm just trying right now to just stay with it.
You're ready for a
Like, I couldn't imagine right now. Like, okay, right, Joe, be professional and do like come across in like the way that you want to come across. It's like now I can only really come across in the way that I'm actually feeling. So right now, like this is as probably as upbeat as it can get. So like, and it's quite embarrassing. But anyways,
Have you cried in front of Jodie?
Yeah, many times. I mean, oh yeah, no, once. Yeah, of course I have. In pain.
You've cried in pain.
I cried in front of her when I tore my hamstring 2 weeks before soccer because I knew that she told me to not overdo it in the game. And I played like for 10, 15 minutes longer than I should have done. And I was like, it was more of like the regret of like, should have just listened. And I felt really let down within myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I've cried a few times, yeah. Don't go into everything.
No, that's fine. But I
But
think
I think people, the whole like men don't cry thing, that shut up. Like, it's actually a man thing to cry, in my opinion.
I feel
but
like
is he asking, should you be able to basically be in control of your emotions? So not just crying, but as in like a stoic man is basically a man that he decides how he portrays himself. He's not dictated by his emotion.
I think there's give or take with that opinion, but I also think like if you're upset, who is someone else to tell you just stop acting upset? Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's completely wrong of
Yeah,
someone.
but you decide, it's like, okay, you feel
It's a
how you
person.
feel, but you decide how you respond to those feelings. There's that idea that like, okay, Joe, you may feel sad or fucked, but don't then agree with that and say, yeah, that's how I'm going to put myself forward.
I think there's levels to it though. Like I think like you can be upset about something and potentially it's not the biggest deal in the world and you'd be able to just like hold it off. But if something's really affecting you, I don't think you'd be able to keep it in. Saying that though, there has been moments in my life where, like, for example, I found out my uncle passed away, and 45 minutes later I was recording Pitchside.
Well, you just had to go straight on.
I just didn't tell anyone.
See,
And then in the long run, didn't lead great for up here.
I find like
But in the moment, I was just able to just
I'm kind of on the side
Bam.
where I personally wouldn't want to like regularly or like even irregularly cry in front of Ruth.
You wouldn't want to.
No.
Why?
But once if you were feeling rough and shit.
If like I took the decision where I think there's probably sometimes you cry uncontrollably, right?
Yeah.
Where you just literally kind of hold it in. Like I can remember exactly the last time I cried in front of Ruth.
What was it?
2017, after I got arrested.
2017.
Yeah, after I got arrested.
Were you drunk?
Nope, sober. Came home in the morning, got an absolute blasting from my parents.
What were you arrested for?
What
I know
okay.
about this. Yeah.
So the arrest was common assault.
You assaulted someone.
Nope. Common assault is making someone feel threatened.
Who did you make feel threatened?
The manager of a Weatherspoons, apparently.
What did you go? I'm gonna get you.
No.
I paid for my drink.
Yeah.
You can't treat me like this. I know. I know
No,
exactly how he was. Like,
that
he
is
was
not
being a
what happened.
cocky twat.
They were trying to throw us out after we had just bought drinks. And I was like, we'll finish our drinks and we'll go. And then they were like,
Sure, that's
no.
how you said it.
And I was like, well, yeah, okay. Like I did get drunk and I did get heated. It was
So you were drunk.
at the time, but not when I cried the next day.
Oh, okay.
So I then got absolutely blasted from my parents. And I think at the time, I was completely, I wouldn't really say I had any direction in life. I put
21? Yeah.
2017, whatever that was. I literally put that night as like probably the single most important night of my life.
Damn.
Because I don't think I'd be here without that.
You wouldn't be here.
No,
You
no, I
went
don't
to
mean.
uni
I don't-
after.
I
You went to
mean,
uni.
like,
Remember, he went to uni really late.
yeah. I was literally like, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but for me, it's not what I wanted to do, right? I was working in a bar at the time with absolutely no clue what I wanted to do or where I wanted to be. And then think, right, this is the chain of events from that. That happened. I get blasted by my parents. From that moment on, decide, right, I need to sort this out because literally, like, I felt like a loser. I had no direction in life. I'd just been arrested. I was going out drinking. And I was like realistically not 18 anymore. Decide I'm going to go back to college. So I'm able to go to uni, get a law degree. If I'm not at uni and I'm working a full-time job, there's no way I'm able to get involved with something like Wafflin. I just wouldn't have the time. Because I was at uni, I was then given like the freedom to be able to come and help you boys.
Also, more importantly, you stayed at home during uni, didn't you?
Yeah, and I stayed at home, which also helped. So none of that would have happened had I not been arrested that night. If I hadn't have been a dick. But like also then if I didn't get the absolute blasting from my parents, which really upset me, then I wouldn't have.
Also, Luke, if you'd gone to university that wasn't Brighton or Sussex, we wouldn't be here.
Wafflin wouldn't exist. Isn't that interesting? But like, do you know why that's so fresh on my mind? Because I actually, my brother wanted us to apply for a TV show.
What was it?
Race Across the World or something.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
You should definitely do that.
Yeah, so we did. And like one of the questions on there was like, are there any like defining moments in your life or something? So I sat there and I thought literally the only truly defining moment in my life is that.
Very interesting. Wow.
So yeah, I don't recommend getting arrested, but if you're a bit lost, it might help you find yourself.
Boy, you should do the celeb version.
The celeb version. Yeah, I don't think I'm there.
Maybe fear is actually like the biggest motivator.
I think it is a lot of the time.
Historically,
It's like,
Yeah.
well, ultimately, like the end consequence of doing stuff wrong is ultimately getting, what's the word? Like something bad happened to you. So like prison, or you lose something, or it's like ultimately fear drives change.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like fear then is the motivator, hence the change.
Catalyst.
So fear, if you actually like are going to make a change, often being scared of something is that thing.
And that's the thing. Like I was terrified at that moment because that's when it all clicked. And I was like, am I just going to become a loser? Do you know what I mean? Am I going to get to like 30 and realize I'm someone that like I absolutely never planned to be?
Mm.
And that's how it made me feel. So that's why, the fear of that put me onto the right path or whatever you want to call it.
It's actually been a really wholesome episode for you today. Very
I've actually
opened
opened up
a lot.
quite a lot.
Yes, you have. Well, this guy, just cry in front of your missus, mate. You're good.
Yeah, and to confirm, when I say like I wouldn't want to like cry in front of Ruth, that's just a personal thing. If people do cry in front, like I really have no.
But also, you should make sure you find the balance of like, for example, like you don't want to make her feel like she's the one who's like assertive and steady. Do you know what I mean? Like if she's feeling it, you can't like take all the emotional
responsibility.
If
Yeah,
that makes sense. So like if she's feeling down, she may start to feel like, oh, I can't show my emotions because he is so upset. So you just need to talk to each other. I think that makes sense.
Communication solves a
everything,
lot.
brother.
Just like in this lovely viewer question that we've got. Are you ready, everyone?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. All right, lads. I'm 25 years old from up north. Just looking for some general life advice, I guess, as you are the realest lads on the internet and will just be honest. I'm at a bit of a crossroads in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a dead-end career. I want to explore my creative side in like YouTube and music, etc. But I feel like it's too late to start now, as I feel like it's a young man's game. I found myself a bit lost recently and realised I've sort of wasted my life being lazy and not applying myself. I found my spiritual side a bit more recently and I've started doing ghost hunts.
Ghost hunts is not spiritual.
Which I really enjoy, but I'm not finding much more enjoyment in life. What would you say, boys? Do I carry on down the corporate ladder and just try and coast by in life? Or should I go balls to the wall and try to get the full enjoyment out of life, even if it means a big failure down the line, boys?
I think it depends what you consider failure. You know, I think you'll get to a certain age in life and will you look back? If you lived this steady life, climbing the corporate ladder or whatever, you might still look back in 40 years' time and be like, well, I failed because I never even tried to achieve what I wanted to achieve in life. I've just, in your words, coasted. Whereas if he takes the jump, tries for this, it doesn't work out, he's 25.
Yeah, there's still time, but also, it's still time. Look, if he wants to try the creative side, YouTube, music, etc., who's stopping you doing it now and working your job at the same time?
Yeah, you can also do it as a side hustle.
Like,
that's how a lot of people start.
I think that's the best way to start because your work is keeping you regulated, right? It's keeping you in a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you start doing it yourself, you can tell yourself you're motivated to do YouTube full time and blah, blah, blah. It's a lot harder to make it on YouTube now. And you might fall into the trap of becoming unregulated.
Yeah.
Falling out of routine. So that work keeps you in routine. So it keeps you accountable.
And do you feel like social media nowadays makes people feel like they have to be somewhere that is just completely unattainable? Like, because you see 18, 19, 20-year-olds cutting about in like Lambos and shit in Dubai or whatever, living these like luxury lifestyles, which is not normal by them.
No, it ain't.
Like, I saw a post the other day, which essentially says, if you're feeling behind financially, just remember 3% of people in the UK earn over 70 grand a year. The average homeowner is 36. The average entrepreneur is 46. And the average millionaire is 62. But you're so exposed to it on social media.
Just completely perceived everything, hasn't it?
They're like, this guy's sitting here thinking he's a 25-year-old that's wasted his life.
Crazy.
25.
Yeah, like 100%. What you look at every day definitely warps your view on things. But I also think there's no rules, i.e. you could actually be like 60, whatever. I know responsibilities and like commitments that you have will affect what you can delve into. But while you're 25, mate, and if you don't have any major like responsibilities, balls to the wall and everything, like absolutely go for it. Like,
But also,
what are you doing?
you can take a sabbatical.
What does that
Speak
mean?
to your employer and say, am I able to take a sabbatical?
Yeah, you
What's
do-
a
it's like
sabbatical?
You can basically take like 3 months to a year.
Yeah, some give you a year.
Some give you a year where you're still guaranteed your job when you come back from the year. So it's not like, like people get scared to go traveling because am I going to find a job when I get back, which is a real life problem, right? You would be scared. It's very hard to get a job at the moment.
What I would
So
say
if you
is,
take a sabbatical and speak to your employer,
I do think like if this guy is trying to make it, like he wants to be like you boys, YouTubers. I wouldn't recommend quitting your job to pursue that
No.
because there's absolutely no. I mean, even remember speaking to AB last week. He was working his job while doing this on the side.
Yeah.
Then it happened for him. I think if you start bringing in a little bit of consistent money, then you can be like, okay, this could actually work. I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at it like you did back at college.
I did throw a kitchen sink.
Like, yeah,
on.
you
That's a
decided
big deal when you dropped out of college, actually.
because at the time you weren't necessarily like raking it
Well,
in.
no, I waited till I had like, was it either 50k or 100k subscribers before making the actual, like I needed everything in place.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 0 subscribers, 0 proof and evidence and then drop out. So yeah, as long as you've got like that in place, fucking go for it, Luke
I
Martin.
stayed in uni until 300k subs.
Yeah, I was going to say you did it as well, didn't you? No, I think I would go for it. It's definitely not too late.
Speak to your work though. See if you can get. I would just fucking. You need to try it out. What's working first before you do anything rational, mate. You need to think smart, not hard. Anyways, that's the end of the show.
Is it?
It's the end of the show. It's been a good one today. I felt it.
Horrendous, isn't it?
No.
No, but it's in like, what happens when this happens? Because it just does fuck everything up.
But you need to get into the headspace of thinking just because you're feeling down doesn't mean the show automatically becomes shit. We've had some very valuable conversations.
Wait, what?
Just when you're feeling a bit down, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't automatically mean, oh, now the show is shit. Because we've had some
Yeah,
very...
but mate, the energy just goes.
No, but people aren't watching this in the room. They're
What do you
watching
mean?
through a screen.
You feel it.
No, but you can see Luke opening up and having these amazing conversations and people will be interested in that. Just because the cameras, they can't feel it if you're not on camera. Does that make sense?
So just shut up and then you won't be on camera.
Yeah. I'm joking. But like, it's not that deep. Honestly, it's fine. It's all right.
Think of the last 2 bangers.
Yeah, we were on a roll. I was
Yeah.
like feeling like good and
Yeah,
normal.
because that's how life works, isn't it? Everything goes up. and
No,
up
but
and
you
up
boys
and
are
up
always
and
pretty
over.
consistent.
Up.
Like,
Yeah, but I think
that's-
we
but
can.
must be so. What,
Yeah, we can
but
acknowledge
isn't
that
it
we're
class?
different.
Is it class to be able to like just know where you're going to be every day? Like,
But it's not the case at all.
what does that feel like?
It's not. I'm stressed as fuck right now. I'm uploading today. I've got loads of situations going on right now.
I'm really looking forward to the subway. In fairness,
I was
but
working till 10 o'clock last night in the office.
I feel like for me, right, you boys probably don't see my stresses that I sort of endure because when I come here, this is probably the least stressed I am.
But you
of
think I
any
doss
point.
around and don't do anything every day?
Oh, I know you're a hard worker. I do. I promise you. I know you're a grinder.
Don't believe you.
He dosses.
He films a WWE movie.
But
It's a joke.
But I think that might be a misconception. Whenever I see you, it will be in like a really fun environment. We either play badminton or we're at a party or we're here, which for me, this is like no stress whatsoever when we come here.
Yeah, no, that's what doesn't make sense to me. It's just like I'm just meant to be sitting down with my mates, just having a chat. Like, why does?
Yeah, if you've got
Why
shit
does my
going on
mind-
outside of that, though, it's going to affect
No,
you.
but not really. I have no reason to feel like this. No reason. It just some days it will happen, some days it won't happen.
Mate, it's science.
What? It's
You
science.
can't control what your body's doing.
That is
Yeah,
true.
but no one else. Well, other people may. Generally, people don't have that though. So I'm like,
It's
why do I have
much
that?
more common than you think, mate.
Yeah, I don't.
Much more common.
I wouldn't say generally. I also have mood swings. Do you ever have this like? Do you ever get? I think it's probably similar to like an adrenaline dump. Where like sometimes I'll have this thing where like I'll hype for a night out, for example. I'll hype it up so much, and then I get there, and something inside me will be like, "Oh, it's not as good as you made out."
Yeah, like New
it was
Year's
gonna
Eve.
be. Yeah, and like that actually like saps the energy out of
Yeah,
you.
but as in like sometimes I come in this room and I'm like, the energy's up. Like today I came in here and it was flat as fuck. Like it literally felt like well flat in here. And I'm like, that's how I literally like felt it. And it's like, oh my God.
Take off the Moldavite.
Anyways, I'll stop moaning now.
Nah, I don't mind you talking.
You need to open up, man.
Nah, that's all I do, bruv.
What are you on about, mate? Last 2 episodes were banging.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't want to do, like the first few episodes when it's like we lose.
Yeah, I promise you
me
now,
fucking
you're overthinking
whining.
this episode, mate. Honestly, you're well overthinking it. It was class. Up until that question when you got a bit, when you got a fit. But even after that, it was fine.
Also, I
promise
think you definitely put too much pressure on the fact that we have to make everyone laugh 24/7.
Yeah, you got to like take a deep breath, step back from the situation.
So I feel like when we try and make people laugh, it becomes less funny. Like the best moments are natural.
Yeah,
like
it's like when you say to me, like I say to Luke right now, right? Tell a joke, make you laugh. Can't do it.
I actually wouldn't be able to.
Right, let's just end the cameras. Right, guys, make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, because we're going to hit 1 million subscribers before Christmas, obviously. So that's going to happen. Remember that? Yeah.
Check us out on Reddit as well, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
And Luke's got new boots. Yay.
Thanks, Theo.
Ciao. Say bye.
See ya.